You know how certain cars on TV just stick in your head? They become more than just vehicles, they're practically characters.
Mhm.
Well, you're in the right place. Today on the Deep Dive, we're firing up the engines for a detailed look at the 10 most iconic cars ever to burn rubber on the small screen.
Could be fun.
We've got an incredible lineup to explore, and our aim isn't just to list them, but to really understand what made them so unforgettable.
Exactly. We've compiled a fantastic overview of these automotive legends, and what's fascinating is how each one, transcended its function as mere transportation.
Right.
They became symbols, intertwined with the very fabric of their shows, and deeply embedded in our pop culture memory.
Yeah.
Our mission today is to get under the hood, so to speak, and examine the key features, the defining moments, and, well, the lasting legacies that elevated these vehicles to icon status.
All right, let's get started with a car that, for many, epitomized the high-tech future of driving. KITT from Knight Rider. That's KITT, which we'll pronounce KIT, by the way.
Good clarification.
This wasn't just any 1982 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. It was something altogether different.
Yeah, a key aspect to consider with KIT is how it tapped into that burgeoning fascination with artificial intelligence back in the early 1980s.
Totally.
It wasn't just a car, it was like a partner equipped with a sophisticated AI, capable of speech, reasoning, even a bit of dry wit.
Yeah.
Our source aptly notes that KIT was way ahead of its time, embodying the era's technological aspirations. Think about the cultural impact of a vehicle that can not only drive itself, but also, chat with you and offer strategic advice.
And practically indestructible, right? That was a big...
Oh, definitely. Bulletproof.
You could throw just about anything at KIT and it would come out with barely a scratch. But for me, the feature that truly defined KIT's coolness was the turbo boost.
Ah, yes.
Seeing that sleek black Trans Am leap over obstacles, that was pure television magic. It spoke to a desire to break free from limitations, to literally soar above any challenge.
That's right. The turbo boost wasn't just a visual flourish. It represented the show's optimistic view of technology as a tool for overcoming, well, pretty much any hurdle.
Mm-hmm.
And the legacy of KIT as the ultimate talking car is undeniable. It set a benchmark for how AI could be integrated into everyday life, even if just in fiction back then.
Right.
It fueled a generation's imagination about the possibilities of future vehicles and their potential for, like, human-machine partnership.
Okay, from the sleek, intelligent future, we're shifting gears to something a bit more down-to-earth, yet equally iconic, the General Lee.
Oh, yeah.
The 1969 Dodge Charger from the Dukes of Hazzard, this bright orange muscle car practically flew across our screens.
One of the most compelling things about the General Lee is its sheer visual presence. That blazing orange paint, the bold O1 on the doors.
Unmistakable.
And the fact that, as our source enthusiastically points out, it spent half its screen time airborne. It was guaranteed spectacle every time it showed up, often defying gravity in the process.
Yeah, it seemed like it.
This really contributed to the show's lighthearted and escapist nature.
And let's not forget that sound, the legendary Dixie horn.
Oh, you can't forget the horn.
It was as much a signature of the show as Bo and Luke themselves. You heard that horn and you knew exactly who was coming.
Precisely. That horn became instantly recognizable, almost a character in itself, perfectly complementing the show's mischievous and fun-loving spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if we connect this to the bigger picture, the General Lee's place as one of the most famous TV cars ever is firmly cemented. However, as our source rightly acknowledges, the ongoing discussion surrounding its roof decal is, well, it's an important part of its story and can't really be ignored in a comprehensive look at its cultural impact. We're just noting that here.
Absolutely. Understood. Moving on now to a vehicle that truly embraced the shadows. The Batmobile from the classic Batman television series.
The Adam West era.
Exactly. This wasn't just a way for Bruce Wayne to get around, it was an integral part of his crime-fighting arsenal. And this particular iteration was a stunningly transformed 1955 Lincoln Futura concept car.
What's fascinating here is the remarkable metamorphosis of that futuristic show car, the Lincoln Futura, into this enduring symbol of justice. It was arguably the first true superhero car.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And the emphasis was squarely on its array of specialized gadgets. It wasn't merely about transportation. It was about equipping Batman with the tools he needed to combat the unique challenges he faced in Gotham City, all while maintaining a distinct and imposing style.
And those gadgets were just incredible. The flamethrower exhaust, talk about a dramatic exit.
Seriously?
And of course, the direct line to Commissioner Gordon via the Bat phone. That red phone ringing in the Batmobile always signaled imminent danger and a call to action.
Exactly. These features weren't just for show, they were integral to the narrative, often playing a crucial role in Batman's confrontations with his rogues gallery. And the enduring legacy of this Batmobile as the coolest Batmobile ever. A subjective claim, but a popular one, speaks volumes about its timeless design and the lasting impact of that wonderfully campy series. Its continued popularity as a toy for generations really underscores its deep-seated appeal.
No doubt. From the dark, stylized streets of Gotham to the sun-drenched highways of Hawaii, our next iconic ride brings a touch of European flair. The Ferrari 308 GTS from Magnum PI.
Ah, Magnum.
Those sleek red Ferraris just exuded a certain effortless cool, didn't they? This particular model was in production from 1978 to 1985, perfectly aligning with the show's run.
Yeah, a key aspect to consider here is the deliberate association of red Ferraris with instant style and sophistication.
Yeah.
It was visual shorthand for success and a certain joie de vivre.
Right.
Placing Tom Selleck's charismatic Magnum behind the wheel, cruising the scenic Hawaiian backdrop, only amplified that image. The idea of open-top cruising in Hawaii while solving cases, that became a central element of the show's considerable appeal, offering viewers a taste of an aspirational lifestyle.
It really was the ultimate escapist fantasy, wasn't it? Sun, sea, intriguing mysteries, and that iconic Ferrari. Even if you weren't necessarily a car enthusiast, you had to appreciate the sheer beauty and allure of that vehicle.
Definitely. If we look closer at its impact, the Ferrari 308 GTS effectively made for our dreams more mainstream. It took this prestigious and somewhat unattainable brand and placed it within a context that felt more accessible to a wider audience.
Yeah, like you could almost touch it.
Exactly. Even if actual ownership remained a distant aspiration for most, it broadened Ferrari's appeal beyond just the hardcore car aficionados.
Speaking of Ferraris and aspirational coolness, let's fast forward to the mid-1980s and the undeniably stylish white Ferrari Testarossa from Miami Vice.
Oh, the white one.
This 1986 model just screamed pure 80s excess in the best possible way.
One of the most compelling things about the Testarossa was the deliberate choice of that striking white exterior, which was a departure from Ferrari's traditional red,
Yeah, it stood out.
This sleek, almost futuristic aesthetic perfectly complemented the neon-soaked, pastel-infused visual landscape of Miami Vice and the high-stakes, glamorous world of Sonny Crockett. Its best feature, its suitability for high-speed chases against drug lords, was practically its defining purpose on the show, embodying the era's fascination with speed and cutting-edge design.
It really did become a defining symbol of that particular moment in time, didn't it? Flashy, powerful, and undeniably cool. It perfectly captured the vibe of Miami Vice and the cultural zeitgeist of the mid-80s.
Absolutely. And its lasting legacy is that it further solidified Ferrari's position as the ultimate symbol of automotive desire in pop culture, making them seem even more desirable and iconic for a whole new generation.
Okay, now for a shift in tone and a vehicle with a bit more grit. The 1975 Ford Gran Torino from Starsky and Hutch.
The striped tomato.
Exactly. That bright red muscle car with the bold white stripe. Instantly recognizable and a true icon of 70s television.
Yeah, a key aspect to consider with this Gran Torino is how it became inextricably linked with the classic buddy cop formula. Its vibrant and distinctive color scheme ensured it always stood out on screen,
It really did.
becoming almost a third member of the Starsky and Hutch duo. And its best features, those thrilling, dramatic hood slides and insane handbrake turns, became signature elements of the show's action-packed sequences.
Right.
This wasn't about refined elegance, it was about raw, visceral, American muscle car performance.
You always knew when Starsky and Hutch were on the scene because that Gran Torino was unmistakable, usually screeching around corners with sirens blaring. It was a real workhorse of a car for them.
Precisely. And its enduring legacy as one of the most famous cop show cars ever is well-deserved. It wasn't just a vehicle to get them from crime scene to crime scene. It was an integral part of their crime-fighting identity.
From the raw power of the Gran Torino, let's move to a vehicle that projected a different kind of strength. The 1983 GMC Vandura from the A-Team.
The A-Team van. Iconic.
That black van with the distinctive red stripe. You knew it meant business, and probably some serious explosions were imminent.
What's fascinating about the Vandura is how it became an extension of the show's larger-than-life, resourceful characters, especially the formidable Mr. T.
Definitely associated with him.
Its toughest-looking design, as our source accurately states, with that iconic red stripe slicing through the black paint, immediately telegraphed its ruggedness and its readiness for any action, no matter how improbable.
Yeah.
The fact that it was perceived as bulletproof and ready for action perfectly mirrored the team's penchant for unconventional and often explosive problem solving.
It was practically a mobile command center, wasn't it? You always had the sense that they were cooking up some wild plan inside that van, surrounded by gadgets and tools.
Exactly. Its legacy is significant because it redefined the image of a van in popular culture, proving that vans can be badass.
Huh.
It shed the more mundane associations of a van and transformed it into a symbol of adventure, ingenuity, and a certain rebellious spirit.
Now we turn to a car that's less about high-speed chases and more about something deeper. The 1967 Chevrolet Impala from Supernatural.
Ah, baby.
Yes, this wasn't just a car for Sam and Dean Winchester. It was practically a member of their family, a steadfast companion in their fight against the supernatural.
Yeah, a key aspect to appreciate with this Impala is its evolution from mere transportation to a deeply symbolic entity within the show's narrative. As our source beautifully puts it, it became home, a weapon, and part of the family for the Winchester brothers.
That sums it up perfectly.
Its best feature, the demon-hunting arsenal concealed in the trunk, underscores its unique and vital role in their lives. It wasn't just about getting from one ghostly encounter to the next. It was a mobile sanctuary and repository of their essential tools.
And the fan base's connection to this car is incredible. I mean, the nickname Metallicar speaks volumes about the almost mythical status it has achieved among Supernatural viewers.
It truly does. That fan-given moniker is a testament to the profound connection viewers felt with this vehicle. Its enduring legacy as one of TV's most beloved vehicles is a direct result of how deeply it resonated with the audience over the show's long and successful run, becoming a character in its own right.
Okay, we've seen speed, power, and a touch of the supernatural. Now for something completely different. The 1959 Peugeot 403 Cabriolet from Colombo.
Oh, Columbo's car, right.
This car was, well, let's just say, it had a very distinctive, shall we say, lived-in aesthetic. Yeah.
What's fascinating about Columbo's Peugeot is how its beat-up, unreliable condition became an extension of the detective's own carefully cultivated persona.
The rumpled raincoat.
Exactly. It's of somewhat disheveled appearance, perfectly matched.
Yeah.
His seemingly disorganized but ultimately brilliant mind. The understated humor and its best feature, the fact that it was still running despite looking like it was perpetually on its last leg, perfectly captured the quirky charm of the show.
It was always a bit of a running joke, wasn't it? You'd see it chugging along, looking like it might fall apart at any moment, yet somehow it always managed to get Columbo to the crucial clue.
Always got him there.
But it was instantly recognizable, that's for sure.
Exactly. Its legacy proves that a car doesn't need to be glamorous or high performance to achieve iconic status. It was not fast, not flashy, but instantly recognizable, perfectly embodying the unassuming brilliance of its driver and becoming an inseparable part of his identity.
And finally, we arrive at a car with a personality all its own, quite literally. The 1963 Volkswagen Beetle Herbie from the Love Bug.
Herbie.
This little car was truly something special, blurring the lines between machine and character long before self-driving technology was even a concept.
Yeah, a key aspect to appreciate about Herbie is the utterly unique premise at its heart. Long before the widespread discussion of self-driving cars or sophisticated AI, here was a vehicle that was genuinely living, racing, self-driving.
Amazing concept for the time.
Its core appeal lay in its best feature, the fact that Herbie had a mind of his own, literally. It wasn't just a mode of transport. It possessed its own agency, emotions, and competitive spirit.
It really was like a character with four wheels and a mind of its own. You couldn't help but root for Herbie in every race and every adventure.
Absolutely. And its enduring legacy as one of the most beloved movie and TV cars, inspiring numerous sequels and adaptations, speaks to the timeless appeal of that simple yet wonderfully imaginative concept of a car with a soul.
Wow, what an incredible journey through television history on four wheels. It's truly remarkable how these vehicles transcended their initial purpose as mere props and became such vital and memorable parts of the stories they helped tell.
Indeed. Each of these 10 cars achieve iconic status through a fascinating interplay of, distinctive design, memorable moments within their respective shows, and a lasting resonance within popular culture.
Yeah.
They became more than just modes of transportation. They evolved into genuine cultural symbols, each representing something unique about the era and the show it belonged to.
So, as you've listened to our deep dive into these legendary vehicles, you, our listener, what are your thoughts? Which of these iconic cars resonates with you the most? And what do you think it is about a vehicle on screen that allows it to capture our imaginations so completely?
This exploration really prompts us to consider the enduring power of storytelling and how even inanimate objects like cars can become powerful symbols within those narratives.
Sure.
These fictional vehicles, whether through advanced technology or distinctive personalities, often reflect our own aspirations, our anxieties about the future, or even our nostalgic connections to the past. It makes you wonder what future vehicles and media might achieve iconic status and what that will say about our current dreams and the roads we imagine ahead.